Pavel, I know you are in Western Ukraine right now, so you're holding up your phone in front of your face where you are hunkered down. I would love for you to talk to us about what you're experiencing there. I know you're in a city called Uzgrut, which has been quieter till now. How are you doing, and what is the situation there?
Yeah, the situation is okay. But 7 days ago I woke from the rockets and explosions in Kiev. So that was like an experience. And still, like, big part of my team is experiencing this in Kharkiv. The Kharkiv was all over the news because Russians are demolishing the city. So today, yesterday, tomorrow, we are like evacuating the team and also people who are in big need.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us about what you're experiencing. And obviously, my heart goes out to you and your team. Lasha, I know you left Ukraine for safety in Georgia a few weeks ago, but you still have almost 24 employees and developers still in the Ukraine. What are they telling you right now?
So definitely, yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to manage it from outside of country, and it's a kind of a challenge as well. But I want to actually thank the community internally and Pavel and his team, because there's a huge coordination among the developer community, and in terms of even evacuating and living and coordinating this process. And overall, what we've seen inside is a huge help, because the chats that were used previously for inviting the greatest speakers in Ukraine and really showing what we were building are now kind of coordination chats in terms of who needs what. And that's a huge help, especially for me who's outside and trying to manage all that and get on hand.
Pavel, I know you're working around the clock to help your employees get to safer places. How hard is it to get out? Talk to us about the logistical challenges that you're dealing with. I know they are, first of all, leaving everything they know. It is incredibly costly. They won't have access necessarily to a consistent supply of food or medication.
Basically, there are a few challenges. You have this shortage of taxi drivers, so anybody who can deliver anything. And the prices went up 50 times. So for normal people, it's just impossible to pay. For IT people, it's still possible, but it's a very expensive operation. And plus the martial laws, you cannot stay outside after 6, or in some cities after 4. And your logistics need to be finished before, so the day starts at 6 a.m. In some places, one developer just called me, said, I need a way out because our home has no electricity, has no heat, has no gas, because it was bombed, and so he needs to escape tomorrow. So this type of stuff we have right now, Kharkiv is under heavy fire. There are some other cities that are even worse, like Mariupol and Kherson, but Kharkiv is a very big city. It's 1.5 million, and approximately 50,000 developers were there. So the business is obviously disrupted, but our clients are supporting us. They're sending us money to donate, because we donate to people who are in need, for whom $30 is a fortune currently to buy bread. But not everything you can buy with money. That's the truth that comes when you are in war. The money doesn't save you.
Lasha, I know that you are working to support your developers on the ground, and there has been an incredible means of internal communication in the way that you've all come together. How are you organizing? How often is this a minute by minute, second by second thing?
No, the first thing that comes is every morning you wake up and try to figure out what happened. So this is the most kind of strange moment, when you wake up and you don't know what happened over the hours that you were asleep, and trying to individually and into the group chats find out who's how, who the bombs that were seen, like how close they were to the places they spent the night. And this coordination is like, I don't know, a couple of times over the day. And especially when somebody leaves and tomorrow, like some of the developers are going to leave it, it's a kind of challenge. So is it going to happen? What time will they be able to get to the other cities? So there's a lot of risks and uncertainty, and I'm trying to keep the momentum of controlling and understanding who's at what stage.
Pavel, I understand some of your employees have expressed wanting to fight for your country. Are they taking up arms? Are you being asked to fight?
Actually, there are lots of people who want to fight. And if you don't have an experience, they will not let you. So, like, many companies were kind of afraid that their people will be drawn to army. But actually, that's very little amount of unexperienced people will go there. But yes, they it's a very patriotic like spirit here because it's our land and they just bombed that. And surprisingly, like Kharkiv was always considered like, they will speak Russian, and it was kind of friendly city. And now Russia demolishes it like more than other cities, and that's kind of made people like wonder like that what they supported in the past was really kind of not good. So that's therefore more and more people are willing to go to the army, and I know many people who come from abroad to fight, like Ukrainians that came from abroad. So that's the situation, basically.
And
so everybody's helping. Like I have Facebook.
Your wife, I understand, is there with you and isn't leaving the country, but she's making supplies for the army. Can you tell us about that decision, deciding to stay rather than leave when leaving could be safer?
Like we're all in the same boat. So like if you leave your home once, then you leave your home twice, then third time, so that will never end. Like the apartments that were bombed day before yesterday, I was living in the same area in 2 apartments. And one of them I sold to the guy who moved from Donetsk. And Donetsk was already, heavily destroyed when separatists came there. And now like Kharkiv. So like that's the fate. If you move another time, then they'll come and take something from there. Like surprisingly, we have a Georgian like Lasha here, and Georgia experienced this twice with Abkhazia and South Ossetia. So like, it will never stop if you don't fight.
The Ukrainian government has been so crypto forward, accepting crypto donations, and I know that you have experience in blockchain and NFT technology. Lasha, some of the way that the Ukrainian government has been able to accept these donations, to come up with this idea to auction off digital assets has been pretty incredible. What is it about Ukraine and the deep bench of tech talent there, like yourself, that's enabled the country to do this?
Definitely. So Ukraine is one of the greatest countries and people who are like tech savvy, especially into so-called Web3 and blockchain space. And especially Pavel, his team, and like the entire network crypto community, as we call each other, that has been like super strong, like both like in building products for like on a global level and really outsourcing. It has been the massive force of outsource for the Western companies to build out this new web. But I can proudly say that the same community is like building and fighting at the same time, and we're going to continue doing until we win. And the crypto has like become like a widely used thing even before the war, and now it's helping a lot to fund the campaigns and fund the people who are in need for that, and the government like really enabling the crypto donations and the community assisting that. So more than 30 million, as I know by the last statistics, have been mobilized over that, and that shows like how big the crypto community and support from the outside is of that particular space and industry.